Greetings and welcome to the Arcade Raiders podcast. This is episode 5. Wow, 5. The big 5. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you give Mixer partners a microphone and an audience. So before we talk about what we're fixing to talk about, we wanted to mention something here for you folks. We want to make this podcast more intimate. We want to, bring in as many people as we can. We started thinking about some things that would kind of allow us to let you into our worlds, invite you into our world. So we have actually decided that we are going to use our real names instead of our online names. We're kind of hoping this would be a positive step in getting to know us more. From the feedback we've received, stuff like that, maybe we should use our first names. So without further ado, with that being said, welcome to the Arcade Raiders podcast again. I am Jeremy, or you know me as Skyroby, and with me to help deliver in the shenanigans is my good friend Jessee, and you know him as a Tag Burger. Jessee, how are you?
I got used to my Jessee name and now Burger and now Tag Burger, and it's gonna be so confusing. But hi, Jeremy, how are you? It's been a great week.
Oh man, it has been a really good week,
dude.
Yeah, lots of news.
Extra Life was so insane last weekend. Holy crap, that live show.
Yeah, the Extra Life. I had a really good time on doing the Extra Life last week. I thought it was really fun. I just had a blast.
It was so great.
And on top of that, this week we had Gamescom.
Oh, Gamescom.
So did you check that out any?
I did, and they showed out the one game I was looking at, which was Greedfall.
Oh.
Did you check that out? Because it's like
a sweet,
oh, dude, I want it so bad over anything else. It's like, yeah, blah, 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 Gears 5. Greedfall, go on about this.
Yeah, I think Greedfall is going to be the sleeper hit of the year. I really do.
It reminds me of colonial, Dragon Age.
Yeah. With a little bit of, to me, it looks kind of like that with mysticism, and maybe you see some of that early sort of witchcraft and that mystic stuff that explores, to legend. They encountered all these mystics and things when they explored the new world. So I think it's going to be really cool. The graphics look super neat. The music sounds really well written so far. I really think this is going to be a sleeper hit.
Too. Oh my God. The characters, if you don't do their missions, they kind of hate you and leave. It's like, oh, I kind of want to play this game now. I think it's going to be a
complex game.
I think it's going to be complex. I hope it's good.
I think so. I think we're in for a good time. I mean, this next month is fixing to be crazy. Starting tomorrow, Tuesday, it's going to be nuts.
It's going to be crazy. We're going to have so much coming up. It's going to be 8 games every week.
Yeah. Well, Jessee, let's get started.
Let's do it, Jeremy.
So, ladies and gentlemen, friends and enemies, we are here to deliver some of the weekly video game news with our thoughts, commentary, and of course, excitement. Every week, we'd like to take a look at those sweet, sweet video games and sweet, sweet video game news. So now it's time for the Arcade Raiders news with Jessee.
What's up, guys, and welcome to Arcade Raiders news. We like to look at the news this week and give you the best little tidbits. But first, like always, we got actual AR news. Guys, we missed an announcement last week. AR is currently in recruitment mode. What does this mean? Well, you got a chance to actually join AR. Be one of us. Get to, be part of our stream team. Help us make future content. Even be on the podcast. I mean, it'd be kind of great to have more people here. And this time, we're actually putting the application in the description, both on YouTube and also the Anchor, I believe, because I forgot to give it to Sky. Oops.
It's okay.
Yeah. Sorry, Jeremy, Sky. That's a weird change for me. It's but
no, it's fine. We're learning. Guys, we're learning how to podcast and how to do things. So every week we learn something new.
I try to learn nothing, but application will be in the description. Give that a look. And if you have chops, we'll take you in.
Yeah, let us know if you have any questions. Reach out to, a Tag Burger on Mixer or Skyroby on Mixer, and we'll reach out to you.
And last week we got Extra Life, guys. Extra Life with Arcade Raiders was a fun 32-hour marathon of streams between me, Jeremy over here, Tim, and Shaka Panda. We raised over $1,375 at the final total. Good job, everyone. Thank you for coming out and supporting that. Thanks for coming to a live show we did. That was a killer time. So much No Man's Sky was played.
Yeah, a lot. There was a lot of variety played. Yeah, I think you and Shaka played quite a bit of No Man's Sky.
I may have put in 16 hours that weekend.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot.
Dude, I had a problem.
It's okay. We all have that problem. But no, the Extra Life event, we had a really good time. I had a great time. And I keep telling everybody, with all the kind of negative publicity and feedback that people are assuming, video gamers are this or video gamers are that. I think it's just a big way of showing the world that, hey, we are not these uncaring, individuals. We are actually folks that care. And we did this, and all the money we raise goes straight to our children's hospitals. And I think it shows the video game community and our communities and how they can join together to be really good humans.
Nope, it's only focused on negative video games. No, it's not, Dad. Let's actually focus on the good.
Yes.
And we got to remember, too, that this ain't the first, extra, that people have done that raise a lot of money.
Yeah.
We got to remember, too, there's also, you got Summer Games Done Quick, Awesome Games Done Quick, raised over millions of dollars for charities. We're not bad people.
Yep. You got to think about, what Professor Roman and King Gathalion do as well for St. Jude's, Twitch for St. Jude's. So, yeah, we like to give, we like to donate, and we like to raise money for the kids, friends.
With that being said, let's focus back on this week's headlines. Guys, it's official. I'm putting BioWare on life support. Sorry, I gotta say it. Because in a tweet, Dragon Age lead producer Fernando Mello is leaving BioWare. Such a hurt. He's leaving on his own decision, and that allows him to explore a couple ideas. Now, this is the second producer leaving in the last 2 weeks. Last time it was Ben Irving from Anthem. So we got to tell ourselves: are they going to shutter BioWare?
I don't think so. I feel they're going to give it a go. They're going to do as much as they can. I think it's going to be delayed quite a bit now, of course, because they're going to have to restructure. They're going to have to find new producers, which kind of sucks because people have been waiting for several years for this game to come out and to be developed and to show more. I mean, we saw the Dragon Age 4, was it this year at E3 or was it last year at Game Awards? It was at Game Awards.
It was, yeah, Game Awards, yeah.
Game Awards, yeah. So I think it's definitely going to come out. I think it's going to be delayed. It might be next gen for sure. It will be next gen for sure. I think people will step up. I don't want to give up on BioWare yet. They've always made good games. I still have faith that they're going to crank out a game, but this doesn't bode well. It really gives people a sour taste. And they're worried because the people that have contributed to these projects for years and years and years are all of a sudden walking away. And he said he walked away on, his own terms. And he even mentioned, he's going to just explore and he's excited to play Dragon Age 4 as a fan this time. And, with Ben Irving leaving last week, that was a big blow too, especially for Anthem. I have faith in the BioWare family. I really wish they could pick it up and just do something positive. I know they have stuff. And I know they can show us some really good stuff. And I know they have something waiting for us that's going to blow our minds. And I just want to see it. I'm excited. I will definitely be buying a new Dragon Age. Yeah.
See, I got fear because let's face it, the last big game I was hyped up about BioWare was Anthem. Before that was Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah.
Because I was excited to see a new Mass Effect. I love that series. Granted, the third one ending we don't talk about. But I just don't want to be like, we put no effort in this game. Here you go. I want the heart and soul I put into other games and this one. I don't know. I have to look at this from past trends of EA and thinking of Maxis and all the other studios they closed down because they just didn't see them, providing profit.
Yeah. And I don't want to see BioWare close down. Like I said, I'm proud of the games I've played from BioWare. I don't want to see that close down. Number one is because I live close to the studio here in Texas, and I don't want to see that close down. That's a lot of jobs. So there's a lot of jobs that could hit because a lot of that team for BioWare is actually, and EA is down here in Texas. So it just kind of worries me a little bit. But I think we're still going to see something good. There's always rocky stuff. I'm hoping if the developers or anybody listens to this, that would be totally awesome, number one. But number two, guys, keep going. Y'all do great work. Don't let the haters get you down. Just keep cranking out stuff and let's see what you can do for Dragon Age.
Speaking of haters, wow, what a segue.
Nice.
Guys, I know, right? Didn't even rehearse that. When you think EA we're done with talking EA, we're not done talking about EA. No, we're not. Guys, you guys missed it. Iron Crown, the new Apex Legends event, has released, and players are not liking it because, of course, there's loot boxes and hard-to-grind cosmetics for insane prices. Oh man, with all the teams working on our price list, I mean, we gotta find the best place for devs to apologize and talk about their future plans. Why not Reddit? I mean, if you said Reddit, you are wrong. You don't go to Reddit. You stay away from Reddit. Late last Friday, Respawn announced changes to cosmetics by making a direct purchase. Well, I want to say let's help you out right after the end, but oh, internet, we can't forget about you.
Yeah.
It went from bad to ugly to what the hell is going on really fast. Many devs were caught by saying some bad things. Even one dev highlighted by a Polygon article calling their players dicks, asshats, and freeloaders. If I may rate a few of these things from the devs are deleted. I've been in the industry long enough to remember when players weren't asshats, and it was pretty neat. And also, our favorite, amount of people who spend crazy low money is low. You're all freeloaders.
So you don't like them calling us asshats and freeloaders, huh?
Only I can call myself an asshat. That's for me to call myself. I get it. Like, you went on the internet and you try to do something, but then you started fighting back, which you don't do. You say one thing, you let the internet kind of like, you let it burn down like a house fire. Like, you can try to damage all you want to, but you're just adding more. You're adding more gasoline to the fire. Stop using gasoline.
Yeah.
And for the dev to go out there and say this stuff, like, I understand, like, if someone's calling you a dick, you gotta call them a dick back.
Okay.
But you're just making yourself like a freaking the biggest asshat here. Because a few bad apples do this, doesn't mean the bunch of us are, well, Cortez goes the whole saying, one bad apple is a whole bunch. But honestly, it's like, come on, don't be a dick.
Right. So I've kind of been thinking about this all week.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have some mixed emotions about this. Number one, I can see it from your perspective is you shouldn't call people. You should call people names. You basically should keep your cool. And yes, they probably should have kept their cool. They probably should have just stuck to the scripts. And they tell us trolls are trolls. Don't worry about it. But they probably should have stuck to the script, right?
They should have.
But these folks that work for EA, you've got to know by now, are tired of the internet shit. And they're busting their ass. They're following the orders. They're following directions. They're trying to crank out as much content as they can in a limited amount of time to get to the masses. And as much backlash as every time something happens at EA, and including BioWare, the internet loses their mind and just forgets their manners. I get it. But at some point, like, these guys are just going to go, you know what? We're tired of you. Stop it. We're trying to make content for you. We're really trying. We have X amount of things that we've got to follow. We've got X amount of finances breathing down our neck for things.
We will turn this car around. We're not going to get McDonald's. We're going to head right home.
Yeah. So I think, it was only a matter of time before some of them lost their cool. And those devs, a lot of those devs, I don't know. I would assume a lot of them don't have a lot of marketing experience, to kind of keep that cool. Like, I'll tell you one guy that's kept us cool is that community manager for Anthem. I forget his name. I don't know how that dude has not lost his mind and just, yelled at everybody.
Or better yet, the community manager for No Man's Sky when it first released.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Dude, so that guy got so much crap.
So it was only a matter of time before people started kind of speaking their mind. I don't fault them for doing that. I fault the medium they did it in. I think they could have probably have taken all these complaints and went back and maybe worded something as a developing group and said, hey guys, can you just bear with us? We're really trying. There's lots of things behind the curtains that you guys don't know about. We've got, investors breathing down our necks. We've got bosses. We have to make a quota. We have to make money. And so my thought is, but both sides, I can see that wasn't the correct way to show that, in my opinion. You've angered the nerds, because be careful. I'm really glad they did not do this on another platform. I'm not going to say names about platforms because I totally disagree with everything they stand for. But there are other deeper platforms that other people have done these AMAs on, and it could have been a lot worse. But for me, it was only a matter of time. So again, my opinion, my whole thoughts are, guys, they're trying. And the internet, if you dish out things, you should be able to take it back. You should be able to take the same dishing out back.
It's pretty much two bears poking each other and trying to piss each other off.
Yeah. But unfortunately, at the end of the day, is that EA has to make money.
They do.
So and right now it just sucks that any slightly negative publicity for EA is going to get blown way out of proportion. I agree. I've read some of these comments and they are being asshats.
They are.
You know, and we're freeloaders. I'm playing Lego Tower for free because I'm cheap. So yeah, I'm a freeloader. I take any little free cosmetic I can get. I played Heroes of the Storm and got every free cosmetic I could get.
Same.
Yeah, I'm good, you know, because I play the game like that. And again, back to the loot boxes. If you don't like it, don't play it. Don't buy it. Mommy and daddy, remove your credit card. But
No,
it was only,
keep it
to me, it was only a
on.
matter of time before they started fighting back and just saying, look, you guys are just being complete asshats about this whole situation. And that one comment, I've been in the industry long enough to remember when players weren't asshats and it was pretty neat.
Screw that guy.
Well, but I sympathize with him.
I do, but it's like we all been asshats. We just have finally a medium to finally share that we're being asshats to you. You know?
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh, like here's what they say, and we gotta live the fucking like pain. Sorry, I'm swearing, but we gotta live the pain. Yeah, we gotta live the pain because we can't reply back. But now they can because we have this medium to say, hey, we don't like this. Do I think the right people went overboard? Oh yeah, I guarantee they went overboard.
Yeah,
I guarantee someone was going, let's say, Gummerland lengths somewhere there.
Well, what I envision is the guy that typed that probably had a little bit more there. He just hit delete before he hit enter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He probably had some more choice words to say to people, and that was probably toning it down.
Just
like
to
I said,
be fair.
like I said, these developers are getting dumped on, and they're making this stuff for us. And it all goes back. If you don't like it, don't play it. But some people like this stuff. Some people like what EA's doing. Some people still like their Bioware. And again, it was only a matter of time before the developers started giving the middle finger. But the way they did it was probably not the best. You know, they got caught up in the heat of the moment and said those things, and now it's on the internet. You can't take it back.
Like, I would just post it and walked away. Just be like, nope, that's what you guys get. Nope.
This AMA is over.
I would have been an adult, like, done a lot, and be like, I'm done. Peace.
Yeah, but that's the thing you get is, like I said, there might not have been somebody, just one person moderating. I think from there, wasn't there a lot of people like...
There were a lot of devs.
There were a lot of devs putting in their comment, and I don't know how that works, so I can't really judge them, but it seems to me like maybe better practice would have been just a handful of people or a few people that they were bouncing those ideas of what to say before they actually typed it. And, you know, some of the devs just have had enough of it.
How would you say asshats better?
I would have said babies. I would have said babies or, you know, but that's what I do as for a living. I have to be polite and proper, you know, for some of the things I do. So I probably would have said something unprofessional, you know, like players weren't unprofessional and people would have been like, oh, whatever, you nerd. But yeah, but we're asshats sometimes.
We're asshats, and I think went over the line on both sides.
Yeah. Well. And I think it's getting, everybody, let's just be nice. Play the game. Don't play the game. Buy the loot boxes. Don't buy the loot boxes. Look at the trailer. Don't look at the trailer.
Take your ass hat off right now.
Yeah.
Take it off.
Like I teach my son, number one rule in life, don't be an ass.
That's rule number one, life in general. Don't be a dick, be a dude.
Yeah, be nice. So anyway, continue.
Okay. Guys, it's sad news. Sad news that GameStop, the timer changed, guys. GameStop has to let some people loose because, let's face it, no one's going to GameStop anymore. It's reported that GameStop did a lot of layoffs in both their headquarters in Grapevine, Texas, hitting Sky's home state. Yeah. But a bigger chunk was hitting Game Informer, a Minnesota magazine about gaming. This is a huge hit. We have Annie McNamara. I'm trying to name her.
McNamara, I believe.
McNamara. Trying to say, I'm trying to get things right with my people. I love Game Informer. It's the people and the readers, not a corporation. I hope the GI staff does get back to their feet and finds our jobs. But this is a huge hit to a gaming news article, gaming news, where we get our news from a little bit. Like I pull off a lot of stuff from Game for myself.
Yeah.
I personally loved Game for back in the day.
Yeah.
But now I kind of see we're in this age where magazines are just dead.
Yeah, print is dying. Some people have already said print is dead. Print is dead. Print is dying. You're right. I mean, it's rough. I still buy a lot of prints, but you're right.
Yeah, because we got to remember too, let's say back in 2000, with the cool times of us, there was game magazines everywhere. We had Game Pro, Nintendo Powers, Sony
EGM.
magazines, EGM. Yeah, we had all these magazines, but this is I think the last game magazine out there.
It's one of the few. I think is it PC magazine? Is it still out there?
I think PC magazine is out there. Maybe someone in the comments somewhere can tell us what's left. Because I would know. But we did see it has a huge hit. And yeah, maybe it's time for a Game Informer to go straight up to online only.
Yeah, so this really affects everybody our age, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of younger kids and a lot of the younger folks really never invested in magazines. I remember waiting to get that sample magazine. There were lots of times in the 90s where, you could sign up for maybe 2 free months or 1 free month. Or, I would use my grandma's address, then I would use my home address, just so I could continue getting them. And you could go to the grocery store or the convenience store and buy Electronic Gaming Monthly for $2 or $3. And so I think this hits deeper home to people that are our age, maybe a little bit older, because that's what we did. I mean, we found all of our stuff, and then I still have the Electronic Gaming Monthly magazine where Mortal Kombat 2 came out with all the cheat codes and all of the moves. That's what I read. Game Informer, Electronic Gaming Monthly, was it Game Pro, right?
I think it's Game Pro, yeah.
Oh my gosh, Nintendo Power. Just about every Nintendo game you could buy in the 80s and 90s came with a free few months of Nintendo Power. So
that's how I got my copy of Sunshine and Waybird, was because of Nintendo Power. I was like, hey, spend $100 to get Nintendo Power, but also get Sunshine and Waybird. I'm like, where's my Corrupt Monster credit card? Let's go.
Yeah, so I think what it sucks though is Game Informer, and it's Gamestop is the company that owns it, and we've seen also in the past several months what happened to ThinkGeek. GameStop bought ThinkGeek, and now ThinkGeek is no more. GameStop bought Game Informer, a long time ago. Now Game Informer's half gone. So the big question is, are they going to continue to do print, or are they just going to do online material? I just feel like if they just do strictly online material, it's going to be for a very niche audience, and not many people are going to buy it. I mean, it is a niche audience nowadays because everything is digital. But I think if you don't have print, even less people are going to buy it. That's just how I feel. I don't know if that's true. I don't have the data to back me up on that. But it definitely is sad, specifically because this is in Grapevine and Minnesota, which, Texas and Minnesota, and then we're all very familiar with those because we're all close to those areas.
I actually had one of my friend's aunts be the editor-in-chief for a while there.
Oh.
And she brought all of us to a little tour of the place.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, dude, it was so sweet in that game vault. It was oh my god. And when I die, can you just bury me here between the Dreamcast games and the PS1 games? That'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I think in general we're seeing a big let's be real here. Let's be frank. Game medium, the whole game media is dying. It's now only online. We had G4 for a while, and that went on for about a couple of years, but that died and without even a freaking roar, just went on a whimper and just died.
Yeah.
I think the medium is definitely changing because we're getting a lot more little YouTubers doing their own reviews. We're getting we're getting a lot more gameplay somewhere else. We're actually reading reviews when they come out. Game companies are getting us trailers right away. We're not waiting for reviews. We can just type up a review for a game that released yesterday, and boom, it's right there.
Oh yeah.
We'll get we'll see what they're thinking on Twitter. We'll see all that stuff. It's not going on print. It's not going on video. It's just going to small websites like Twitter, YouTube, Mixer, everywhere like that.
Yeah, well, there's a whole idea that podcasts and groups like Kind of Funny Game, IGN, What's Good Games, those are some of my favorite places to get video game news. But there's kind of this whole notion that that was the shift to push print and those video game magazines out of the way, because you're right, you can get stuff immediately. When a game comes out on Tuesday, embargo is usually the day before, or games out on Friday, the embargo ends, the day before. And you'll always notice that those embargo reviews will come out the day before, like at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time every day before the game's released, because that's the embargo time. So you're right. It's just out so fast and so quick, and it's so easy to sit here at home in Texas as a journalist, write a report for a company like IGN, and then send them my piece. And then boom, it's published that day, or Kotaku or Polygon, or USA Gamer, all that stuff. So it's just a different landscape. And I think you have, a lot of these folks have had to adapt, and a lot of these folks have adapted very, very well financially. So it's definitely changing. And for me, it just hits the heart, because that's what I grew up on. I waited for those magazines. I bought those magazines, my loose change I had. And it just kind of hurts a little bit, because those people created some good stuff. I probably still have some posters somewhere that came out of those magazines that, I hung on my walls. It's just sad.
I always want to work every game from when I was young. Like, I always thought that'd be a cool job. Like, they could write about games, they could play games all the time. Like, I want to do that.
Yeah, journalist.
Like, I always want to be a journalist or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
But I guess nature of the beast is pretty much.
Yeah, it's
find the internet source. Welcome to the internet. Create your own. Create your own reviews.
Enjoy your stay, and don't take the red pill or the blue pill.
Take them both.
Ride the snake.
This ride the wave. Let's go. And wow, guys, it's the week of August 26th. Means we got game releases, guys. We're finally hitting that new game season.
Oh, this week. Oh my gosh.
Dude, we got some games. We got a few games I wrote down here. We got Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey, Control, Knights and Bikes, the Bard's Tale 4 Director's Cut, Astral Chains, Blair Witch, and the Dark Pictures of Man of Medan.
Medan.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Ancestors looks pretty tight. That's the monkey game where you kind of evolve yourself.
Yeah.
So it's like Better Spore.
Yeah.
We got Control.
Oh, I'm so excited for that game.
Oh, I know, because Remedy has taken control of that one. No idea what Knights and Bikes is. Bard's Tale 4, so if you're big in RPGs.
Yes. So that's a huge cult following in that game. Bard's Tale, you can actually get it on Game Pass right now. And I think I'll double check. I'll turn it on right now. But I think you can get the whole Bard's Tale collection right now on Game Pass.
Ooh.
Which is super cool. If you ever get time, let me tell you something about Bard's Tale. The first Bard's Tale is very rough, but the story is really good. The story is really good, and it's a really good RPG. It was made in the 1980s. It's a classic 1980s series. So it's old. But yeah, right now on Game Pass on PC and Xbox, you can get the Bard's Tale trilogy, which I believe is 1, 2, and 3. I recommend it. It's a really cool story, and it's hard because it's old, text-based. Do you remember old, early Elder Scrolls?
Yes. Oh,
it's like
God.
that.
Oh no.
It's really good though, man. I highly recommend it. It's from In Exile, and they just do a really good story. Story-wise, they're amazing.
I just remember Morrowind. I'm just thinking I gotta read all this stuff. It's like 7 books.
Oh yeah.
In one day playing. It's oh my God.
Yeah, and in this game you get very little direction. These games, you do not get direction. It is old school, man. It's really good though.
Yeah.
But on that list, Control is going to be awesome.
Oh yeah,
Remedy's on point with some of their stuff. They do really well.
They are.
I'm playing Alan Wake for the first time, and my mind is blown.
Oh, yeah, we'll get that later. I think that's our funny bits for today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we got Astral Chain, which is Nier Automata, aka Aspire King. We got the Blair Witch, which we saw a big trailer at Gamescom, and that looks freaky as no. And then we got the Dark Pictures, Medine, which is just what was that game that came for PS4 where you
Until Dawn.
Until Dawn, there we
yes.
are. Which is the same people that made that, I believe.
Yes, it's the same people. So they're doing a whole series of stuff, and the Dark Pictures, and the Man of Medan is the first one. So they're doing like a whole series of these games. Man of Medan being the first one. If you have not seen the trailer have you seen the trailer for this?
I've seen like the teaser trailer of it, and it looks creepy. I'm just not a big fan of like having to play with like a co-op person, because I think like if I play my wife,
Yeah.
she is gonna walk away and just let me get killed. And
I highly encourage it. Until Dawn. Have you played Until Dawn?
no, but I watched a long
Ooh.
play of that. I just
Ooh.
I can
Can't get into
do
that?
horror games if I can like actually fight back, like survival
Gotcha.
horror stuff. Yeah,
Gotcha. So not like
not
the
just like,
story-driven horror game, not like making choices and stuff like that.
oh, I can't make choices. I'm bad at making choices. I can't adjust myself in the morning.
Oh yeah, it's
Come
gonna
on,
be good.
Kirby.
I will definitely be
Come-
playing and streaming it. So
Yeah. And then guys, we got free stuff this week, because who doesn't
Free
like
stuff.
free stuff? Guys, at the Epic Store until the 29th of this month, you can pick up Fez, which I would say pick it up for the game itself, but don't look up Billfish.
it's an okay game. It's
okay.
something to maybe play a couple hours.
It's very challenging
Yeah, it is.
because it has its own language system, and you gotta like rotate the way they kind of like do the language stuff.
Yeah,
And then when you beat it, you don't beat 100%. You gotta play it again when you get these. Spoiler alert, because it's an old game. You pick up 3 glasses where you can go first person and view like the whole ground and like pick up our cool clues, which you gotta translate and solve it with something else.
yeah.
So that's pretty much Fez for you. Enjoy that.
It's colorful,
It's very colorful.
very colorful.
I think I got my first like playthrough, and I was like, nope, I'm done. This is it. This is it.
Oh gosh.
I think that does for the news this week, guys. Guys, come back next week when we throw on more stuff on my news desk. Hopefully, EA will not be on this desk anymore, but we'll see you next week.
I love you, EA. Okay, this is a segment of the show in which we take a letter or a note out there and discuss their question or topic. Well, again, we hopefully answer the question or topic. So
Nope.
Let's continue.
Bypassing it, or bypassing the question this week.
Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. We hope we do. Every week we take this question and we kind of explore our thoughts and our feelings on it. So this question comes from a listener named Lost Tempo. Dearest Arcade Raiders, I really favor your podcast intro and outro music and can tell you obviously have a keen ear for great music. How about the music in video games? For me, music in games adds to the depth and complexity of the game and elicits emotions that contribute to the immersion of the person playing. My question for you gents is, what game soundtracks or music are your favorites? The more obscure, the better. I really love your show and can't wait to hear your heavenly voices in my ear holes this next week.
The heavenly voice in your ear holes.
That's right.
Are we doing ASMR now?
Ear hole voices.
Ear holes. Just hear us.
All right, Jesse. So music-wise, I love music in video games. I think it adds that, to me, it's the icing on the cake.
Yes.
You know, it brings the whole cake together. It's the first thing that hits your tongue. It's always there with every bite you take into the cake. There's always that taste of icing. So it's the same thing for me with video games. To me, it's always there. It always adds to the complexity. It always adds to your emotions. I grew up a music nerd. You know, I was a band geek. So the music in video games has always been really big for me. So what are your favorite soundtracks in video games?
Now this is hard for me to talk about, because I didn't know if I should pick my favorite original score, like games only seen that soundtrack, or be a license.
Oh.
And I was thinking like, okay, if it's licensed, I definitely got to throw like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1, 2, Thug, and Need for Speed somewhere on the list, because those are some bomb soundtracks, aka play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1, Fire Up Warehouse, and List of Goldfinger all the damn time. But when I'm thinking about like good soundtracks overall, Bastion.
Oh.
Bastion by Darren Krob. Holy crap, the guitar in this whole soundtrack is amazing. Like, if you haven't heard it, it's just like awesome. Like, he does like multiple things, like that whole heavy riff guitars, like when things are getting intense, or that nice little somber, like classical stuff, which I go crazy for. Like, I have most of these songs on my work playlist because I was like, oh, this is motivating me. Yeah, I can finally work hard. I would say if you want to listen to a song right now, listen to Zia's theme, Build That Wall. It is downright like one of the only few sung songs in the whole game, and it's just downright amazing. Like, you get this whole her gentle voice like singing, and is like this awesome guitar like riff, and let's turn that stuff to 11. Holy crap!
Nice.
Other notable tracks here I picked out. Listen to A Proper Story, In Case of Trouble, Mutter I'm Here, and Setting Sail Coming Home. Those are awesome songs from the list there. Now, if we're getting to more like, hey, I just want to rock out, Burger. What do you got for me? I'm like, dude, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game by Anna Monoguchi. They did the whole soundtrack, the whole thing with Ship Rock. And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
And this is the first time I ever heard this band too. But once I played a game, I was obsessed with Anamaguchi. I went out and bought this album. I bought their other albums. That's all I played. Of some like it's actually a sweet like punk rock soundtrack most of the way through. So you can have like this whole like rock chip tune like punk where it's like like oh
Nice.
definitely notable tracks here. I would say is Winter, Suburban Tram, Rock Club, and like in the movies. Those are like freaking badass. We're talking like straight up like listen to this stuff right now. I mean, you can't play the game anymore, which sucks, but yeah, what can you do?
Yeah.
And finally, we're talking like that whole like, if you want something more industrial, if you want something that just hits the notes good, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, Sky. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Oh my god, dude, show Devious Furball show me this game because Devious Furball, he actually gave me a copy, and I was like, okay, this game's pretty tight, like you're slashing through stuff. Then all of a sudden, you see a Metal Gear, and it's like, I got this sword. So you're having the story in Metal Gear. Then all of a sudden, like the song starts picking up, and at the right moment, you hear the chorus break through, and you're just like, "Yeah, this is the song. This is the freaking song I'll play at a freaking wedding." Like, yeah. It's like we had that moment, and once that chorus picked up, like, boom, I was sold by this whole soundtrack. Our noble tracks are My Own Master Now. I'm a Master Now, and A Stranger I Remain. This is like if you love Salvador, if you love that whole industrial sound, this is your soundtrack. Holy crap, I will go on about this game. This game is badass.
That's awesome. See, but those songs and that music is eliciting emotional responses, and you get hyped from those, and it puts you into the game.
The
and
hype
it puts
is
you in a level.
Oh
yeah, so I think that's so cool about the music we hear and what these composers and musicians are doing for video games. It's crazy. It's so good.
Oh, I need a little walk from that one. Holy crap, I'm getting all sweaty from that one.
So for me, I kind of went down a different path. My first response for this was one of the best soundtracks, and I'm sure people are gonna just cringe on this. For me, is GTA San Andreas. Because I love hip hop music,
dude. Yes,
and GTA San Andreas kind of having that whole West Coast vibe and the whole West Coast type of music was real big for me. So I really like that. But I had to kind of think about, okay, what music would I listen to? What soundtracks would I listen to a lot? What soundtracks did I hear the music over the game? Did I focus on the music more than the games? That's kind of how I thought about it. So of course, Ori and the Blind Forest. The whole soundtrack is done by Gareth Coker. That opening theme just elicits so much from me. It makes it's just so good. It's like Keanu Reeves, it's breathtaking. It's a treat to see these songs even played on live events. Like at the Game Awards last year, he did some songs from Ori, the second one coming out.
Right. Yeah.
And he played the piano on the stage, and I just got the biggest goosebumps. So those songs from Ori and the Blind Forest are so motivational in response to the task at hand, yet they're so melancholy. I don't know. That's the best I could describe it for me, is they really motivate me to play the game and do the task within the game, but yet it's so melancholy and it's so sad. It's almost like there's two things happening there. It wants to make me be happy, but it wants to make me cry at the same time. And I think that's really big for that game, and it contributes to just how amazing Ori and the Blind Forest is. The next one was Octopath Traveler, and that's done by Yasunori Nishiki. 8 different themes for 8 different characters.
8 different themes?
8 different themes. All the 8 characters have a different theme, and those themes are kind of based on their homelands, what their jobs are in the game, what their goals are in the game. That to me is a huge task. And when you listen to each one of those theme songs, it's completely different, yet it all ties together. And I love the way it just kind of works together and melds together. No matter what character story you're in, it's always going to be their music. And one of the other really cool things about that is with Octopath Traveler, Yasunori, he or she, they have also added to the community, and there are heavy metal versions of these songs out.
Oh, I think I heard a few of those.
Yes.
Can I ask you, like, who's your favorite theme?
I like the Apothecary's theme. I really like the Apothecary's theme. It's very peaceful yet helpful. The Cleric's theme is really good. I just like it all. There are some times when I'm just I need to focus and study or work, and I'll turn on the Octopath Traveler OST and just move on because it's so good. It's so soothing. It just makes me feel really good. My third one was Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time by Koji Kondo.
Dude, that hits. That hits.
Yes. So we still sing those songs, do 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 do. I mean, we still sing these songs 20 years, 30 years later. Oh gosh, 30 years later. Holy cow.
Wait, it's been 30 years?
I was in high school, so I was probably 15. So that's about 23 years later. Yeah. So 25 years later, let's say, we're still singing those songs. You remember you had on the Nintendo 64, with the yellow directional buttons, you had to play the tune, and then sometimes it would throw
on
like
ocarina,
yeah. So your controller turned into an ocarina, and it was so crazy. There's a whole generation of gamers with that Nintendo 64 and Ocarina of Time. It inspired a generation of kids to go out and learn the ocarina. I remember seeing kids playing ocarinas everywhere. I had one.
I had one as well.
Or you were that kid in elementary school or middle school trying to play it on the recorder. So it inspired a generation, and I still sing those. I'll be walking around the house and I'll whistle those tunes, and I'll Navi listen. But that music and everything from Ocarina of Time is timeless. It's perfect. So those were my three of the top music.
Now I'm just getting hyped. Now I just want to play more like You're Rising now. And just like listen to that first song, like, okay, I'm playing the next part again.
Yeah,
okay.
No, even today when I was studying and working and stuff, I listened to Ori and the Blind Forest. And
dude, same. I was listening to old game soundtracks. Like, there's so many kind of message here. Like,
yeah,
there's Crypto Necrodancer, which has multiple like people doing the different the same theme, and it's all done by Danny B.
It's good.
B-Boy. Yeah.
See, those are obscure that not a lot of people know. They're just amazing. It's amazing music. And thank you, composers and artists that contribute the music to video games. 100% known.
I love people who make good music. Like our good buddy Ben Burns has made all the awesome music as well. Who made his own theme song for his own game, Car Jumper. I'm giving out of Ben Burns right here. Sorry.
That's fine.
Please play Car Jumper. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's awesome, and the music's sad to it. So. Lost Tempo, thank you for listening. Thank you for the compliments on the music. Enjoy your music. Keep listening to those music soundtracks. Guys, that was the mailbag, or what kids are calling electronic mail. Again, thanks Lost Tempo for sending a message in and allowing us to kind of geek out on the music that we love and that inspires us and makes us feel good.
What about iPod Nano?
iPod Nano?
Yeah, might as well get it out now. Fill it up.
Oh my gosh. Each week, we also like to discuss the newer old games that we are playing, or what we like to call what is tickling our funny bits. In this section, we will address games we are currently playing, that we like, that we don't like, and kind of give a quick little commentary to expose our world and let you know what's going on with our streams and our personal video game playing. Jesse, what are you doing this week?
I'm going to be honest with you. I've been hyping up No Man's Skies like everyone else, but I officially said I'm done with it. I'm done with No Man's Skies. Personally, I just feel like I'm not really making progress. It just feels like every time I get a new ship, it's like I gotta make the same progress over again.
Yeah.
So I'm not really advancing. I'm not really doing anything. I don't feel my stuff is personal, which sucks. I know it does, and that's where I'm at right now. As well as I kind of hop back into Minecraft playing Skyfactory 4.
Oh, nice.
Which has sucked my life again for another, let's be honest with you, another 3 months. Now, you're not familiar with Skyfactory. You start with one tree and a dirt block, and you got to build from there. There's a crap load of mods. So you're doing smeltery stuff. You're also figuring out ways to kind of like automate and build computers and all that sort of stuff, and it's just great. It's just fantastic. It's what I need for my grind. But I'm hoping that next week I talk a little more about a little game that a friend of ours talked about, Rebel Galaxy Outlaw,
Oh
because
yeah.
I finally picked that up and I'm gonna probably play for this. But Jeremy, I know it was kind of short there because I really don't want to knock on No Man's Skies too much. Let's talk about what's been tickling your funny bits, because I want to have a discussion about this next game.
Yeah. So on my plate, Epic Games, get those free games, add them to your library because there's some good stuff coming that way. So I grabbed Alan Wake. I've never played Alan Wake,
Go
but
on, let's
I
talk
am
about Alan
playing
Wake.
Alan Wake for the first time.
What do you think of it?
It's weird. Like it's kind of like it's a story that you don't know what the hell's going on, but you want to keep going because you feel like something big is fixing to happen. I think
Oh
it's
yeah.
it's very meta, you know, kind of thinking about yourself and your moves and so it's kind of creepy in that sense that you have to think about all that stuff. I dig it.
How
I
far are
run out
you?
of ammo constantly,
How
but
far are you, Sky? How
I'm
many
only
chapters?
about 4 hours into it.
What do you think of every spoiler alert, guys? What do you think of every chapter and like episode?
I like that. I think what that does for
Oh,
me is because I can't play games a lot outside of streaming most of the time. I
yeah.
like that I can play for an hour and a half or 2 hours and feel like I've accomplished something. So I'm on chapter 3, I believe, and I think there's 6 chapters. So I'm about halfway through. I like the chapters just because I can play, like I said, for an hour and a half or 2 hours and go, okay, I'm good for the. I just needed my video game fix. I like chapter stuff. I like Life is Strange. I love the way they do their chapters. So it really doesn't bother me. I know that bothers a lot of people.
Did you watch the TV at all?
I have been watching the TV episodes. Don't tell me anything
Oh,
because
I'm not
apparently
going to.
there's like 14 televisions in across the game, and if you watch them, it reveals something. So the TV episodes remind me of Twilight Zone.
Dude, I know, right? It's like I said, this would be a game for Sky because it's so like that obscure like nerd of.
Yes. There's a
Oh,
lot
dude.
of horror references. There's been Friday the 13th. I've seen Friday the 13th. I've seen Stephen King references. I've seen Alfred Hitchcock references with the crows, you know, the birds.
Oh, and
Um,
Bird Crows. Oh yeah.
yeah, so there's references to a lot of horror games or horror movies, and I like it. So it's pretty cool. And I'm not a big person of I really don't like horror games. I don't like games to be scary for the sake of being scary. I mean, if it's like a mind meta story, that's cool. But if it's just gore and stuff, I don't like that. So no, I'm enjoying that. We finished Borderlands 2 a couple weeks ago. So Dr. Level Up and I have decided to continue till Borderlands 3 comes out and work on the Borderlands 2 DLC. So we started the Borderlands 2 DLC. And have you played that? Any of the DLC for Borderlands 2?
I played a few of them. I played the pirate one, and
Okay.
I believe we played the doctor one. I forgot what it's called.
Oh, so you played Captain Scarlet and her Pirate's Booty.
Yeah, which
And
I wouldn't pick
then
out that one.
was it Sir Hammerlock's Big Game Hunt?
No, it was I
Or
forget
was it
what it was
Commander
called.
Lilith?
It wasn't Commander Love. I think it was something a little different. I gotta look it up real quick.
Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep?
I wanted to play that one, but
Okay.
I didn't.
So we played Mr. Torg's Campaign of Carnage. Holy crap. It is so well written. You have got to play it. It's nonstop just shenanigans and hilarity. The head guy, Mr. Torg, he's basically Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, I know,
And
dude.
so he's just a constant cussing and yelling, and it's so funny. And then there are different other people that come in the episode and have to really kind of talk, and just their dialogue between each other. Tiny Tina's in it, you know, Moxie's in it. It was hilarious. We laughed the entire time. All of the chapters were basically throwbacks to different songs, like rock songs. Like there's a bunch for AC/DC. There's even a System of a Down reference in there, Guns N' Roses. So it's really cool to have that in there. We really enjoyed it. And so I am sold on getting Borderlands 3. At first, I was like, this is dumb. Why do people like this game? Other than having good dialogue, which there's not a lot of it, I just don't get it. But the more and more I play it, and the more that I see that they shine in their DLC and their story campaigns. I don't like the looter shooter aspect of it. I'm just burnt on like those games, like with Division and Destiny
overall. Yeah,
but the story and the dialogue is absolutely amazing. So that is what has been tickling my funny bits.
Correction, it was Sir Hamlock's Big Game Hunt, and oh my god, that end boss you fight, the end boss. Oh,
we're gonna play the next one.
Oh, dude, play that one, you'll laugh your ass off when you see the end boss.
Yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more, and I think we have about 4 more weeks to the release. I don't remember. We have to at least play the Lilith, which leads into Borderlands 3. But really good, super fun stuff, and that's what's been tickling my funny bits. All right, friends. On a final note, again, we wanted to thank everybody that came out to the Life event last weekend. Like Jesse said, we're able to raise almost $1,400 for children's hospitals across the U.S. And it's truly a humbling experience and shows the kindness that you gamers bring to the world as these amazing humans. We really, really do appreciate it. And we thank you from the bottom of our hearts on that one. So let's sell it out. Jesse, let the good folks on the internet know where they can find you.
Guys, you can come find me at mixer.com/tapper, where you can find me streaming mostly every day. We're going to start my Extra Life Punishment because we raised $200 on my stream. We're going to play some Rise, Son of Rome, so I'm not looking forward to that one. You can find me on Twitter, twitter.com/datburger, where you can see pictures of my cat now and there, and also me like commenting how what I'm playing or what I'm enjoying with the game industry. You can find me on Instagram as well because I do post random pictures on it once in a while. You can come see like what I do in my real life and also my cat as well. Jeremy, where can we find you at?
Yeah, so as usual, you can find me streaming several times a week, science and video games at mixer.com/Skyroby. You can also find me on Twitter and somewhat Instagram. I've been kind of slack lately on that, at Mr. Skyroby. I'm a Twitter fanatic, so I do typically post most things on Twitter. You can see things about my life as well as commentary and just weirdness, I guess. Well, friends, that does it for our time this week. Remember, our goal here at the Arcade Raiders podcast is to deliver our unique perspective into the video gaming world and random musings discussion. We hope you've enjoyed your time this week. Have a great week, and until we see you next time, keep playing those video games. We'll see you soon.